Okay, this video I'll be going through a trial paper. This is a mathematic trial paper and it's the Negeri Sembilan paper for trial 2024. Okay, this is Kertas 1. Okay. Okay, so let's start the question. Let's keep the formula. Okay, number 1. Okay, let's go. Express 2024 base 5 as a number in base 8. This is a number-based question from 4 chapter. Okay, if you want to convert base 5 to base 8, there is no shortcut. Okay, only base 2 to base 8 or base 8 to base 2 got shortcut. If they want base 5 to base 8, you need to convert to base 10 first. So I will change this to base 10. How can we convert a smaller base to base 10? We will use the darab punya cara. Okay, the darab punya cara. But first we have to write down the place value for every digit. If it's base 5, the place value, the place value for the last digit here will be 5 power 0, 5 power 1, followed by 5 power 1, 5 power 2, 5 power 3 like this. And now we will take the place value times with the number down here, right? Times with the digit down here. So now we press calculator. So we will press 5 power 3 times 2 plus 5 power 2 times 0 plus 5 times 2 plus 5 power 0 times 4. Okay, just take the atas punya number, darab bawah punya number, and then plus everything. So let me press 5 power 3 times 2 plus 10 plus 4. Right, if you press everything correctly, you will get 264, right? And this one is in base 10, okay? Okay, after you change to base 10, now you can change to base 8, and you will be using the divide method, right? Because you're changing a base 10 number to a smaller base, so you will divide, right? But this divide method can only works when you are converting base 10 to smaller base. All right, so here I'll write down the remainder, and here I'll divide by 8, right? So 8 times 3 is 24, but this one is 26. So 26 minus 24 is 2, 24, and then 8 times 3 again, you get remainder 0. Divide 8 again. 8 times 4 is 32, but I want 33. So 33 minus 32 is 1. So the remainder is 1. And then 8 times 0 is 0, but I want 4. So 4 minus 0 is 4. So the answer will be 410. When we read the answer, we will read from dari bawah ke atas, right? So the answer is 410 base 8. That's all. Okay. Okay. Okay, question number 2. In diagram 1, JKL is a tangent to the circle MKN. Whenever you see the word tangent, you need to think about 90 degrees, right? But there's not just 90 degree. That one is like, tangent 90 degree, the one everyone knows, right? But there's a few more things that you need to know about tangent, right? So let me give you the notes. So the first one is, if I give you a tangent line, what is tangent line? Tangent line means the line touches the circle at only one point. Then we call this line the tangent line, right? And this point, we call it the tangent point, right? And if you take the center of the circle and you tarik one line to the tangent point, it will always be 90 degree. Doesn't matter where is the tangent line, where is the tangent point. As long as it's center tarik to tangent point, then it's always 90, right? But this one is very basic. So I want to tell you something else. There's another one you have to know is when you have a tangent line like this, and this is the tangent point, and then if you tarik two lines, and if these two lines join the circle at the side like this, right? The two, how to say, the 2 points here touch the side of the circle, and then you connect one line like this, then it will form a triangle, right? Then you need to know this angle and this angle will be same. So this angle is x, this is x. And then these two angles also same. Okay. The reason why I'm telling you this now is because I can see this Christian definitely will apply this. Right. We need this to do this Christian. I already know it. Okay. All right. Let's keep reading. In diagram, JKL is a tangent to circle MKN with center O. Let's check. JKL is this line, is the tangent to the circle MKN with center O. Right. That means if I tarik one line from the center O to this line, it will be 90. Okay. But I will not do that. I will not do that because the question never, they never do the line, right? So I will not do that, right? Okay, let's keep reading. JMON is a straight line. Okay, so this is a straight line. Okay, no problem. Express x in terms of y. Okay, what's the meaning of x in terms of y? It means they want to find x lah. It means they want to find x, right? X, they want to find x, but they want to find x equals, but your answer will be in terms of y, right? So what I can see here is I know this is y. The reason is because of this, right? I told you already, right? If the tangent point tarik two lines and the two lines touch the side of the circle and it forms a triangle like this, then this angle and this angle will automatically be the same, right? So I will write y there. Okay, next, what else I know here? Okay, did you realize I cannot use this, right? I cannot use this, right? The reason why I cannot use this is because they never tarik a line from center to the tangent point, right? So we cannot simply put like 90 wherever we want, right? But look at this. Look at this line. This MON. Did you realize this is the diameter? And do you know if the diameter means it will pass through the circle, okay? So the diameter, if I tarik two lines to form a triangle at the side here, it will always be 90. Doesn't matter where you form, doesn't matter where you tarik. Can be here, it can be here, okay? As long as you tarik from the diameter and then you tarik to the side, it will always be 90. That means this is 90, right? Because this is diameter, so you tarik, this will be 90, okay? This is the formula. I mean, like, yeah, the stuff that you need to know. All right. After that, you can see that this is a triangle. So definitely this angle, you can find it. It's 90 minus y. Because one whole triangle, the total angle will be 180. And if you take 180 minus 90, you get 90. And then 90 minus y is 90 minus y, right? And now they want to find x. Okay, so how to find? Okay, can I find this angle? Yes, I will take 180 minus 90 minus y, which is y, right? So now how to find x? X will be, let's see. Okay, how did I find this angle just now? 180, because one straight line, right? And then I minus bracket 90 minus y. Have to put bracket, and then I get 180 minus 90 plus y, which is 90 plus y. Okay, so I made a mistake here. It's not actually y here. It's actually 90 plus y, right? 90 plus y. So in order to find x here, you can use this triangle. Let me highlight it for you. You can use this triangle, right? Because one triangle, the total angle inside triangle is 180, and then you minus with 90 plus y, but I have to put bracket, and then minus with y again, right? If you don't put bracket, it's wrong. Yeah, because if you don't put bracket, you thought this one is plus, but actually it's minus. Because when you open the bracket, minus plus, jadi minus, and then here minus y. So the answer will be 90 minus 2y. So the answer is A. Okay, I want to show you another method. Okay, another method. Okay, another method is you can use this triangle. I use blue color. So you can use this triangle also. Yeah, the big one. Because this big triangle, if I draw it out for you, you can see that this angle you know is y, right? And this angle is x. And this angle will be y plus 90. Do you agree? This angle is y plus 90, right? You can see it from here, right? This angle is y and then plus with 90. And if you want to find x, is you just take 180 minus y plus 90. And believe me, if you do this, it's the same with this, right? You will end up with the same answer. Okay. All right. So hope you understand. Okay, question number 3. Given that 4x squared minus y squared equals 3 square root w, okay, got x, y, w. Calculate the value of x when y negative 2, w 16. Okay, the equation got x, y, and w, and they want us to find x. So if they want to find x, they need to give me y and w, and they gave us already. Here, it's here. So we just sub inside, and then you get the answer. It's so easy. So 4x squared minus y, I let up bracket, square equals to 3 times with square root w, right? So for the y, I just sub in negative 2. That's what the question says, right? And then the information also says W16. So just put it in like this. Okay, now we can just solve for x. All right, the 4x squared, just leave it first. Let's do the power first. Negative 2 power 2 is positive 4. Positive 4, but there is a minus outside the bracket, so we have to write the minus, right? Equals 3 times square root 16, which is 4. And 3 times 4, you tekan, you get 12, right? So now you can find x. Just pindah saja lah. Okay, move the minus 4, become plus 4. 12 plus 4 is 16. And then you can find x squared. It will be 16 times, this one is times relation. Hubungan dia darab. So darab hantar jadi bahagi. So 16 bahagi 4, which is 4. And then x is equals to square, becomes square root 4. And when you square root 4, there will be two answers, 2 or negative 2, right? Why got two answers is because if you do 2 square, you get 4. Negative 2 square also, you get positive 4, right? That's why I got two answers. So let's go to our ABCD. So I think the answer is B. All right. C and D cannot lah. C and D cannot because it's square root 4, not square root A, square root 2, right? And A also wrong. So B is the answer. Okay, let's go. Let's continue. Number 4. Shakir invested 8,000 ringgit in premium unit trust and received a dividend of 300. So I think this is under Form 3 chapter, the consumer mathematics chapter, where you learn about like interest, ROI, compound interest that chapter lah, the savings and investment punya chapter. Okay, tak apa, let's read. 8,000 he invests, right? He invests, right? But when you invest something, there will be a return, there will be a profit, right? So let's see what they says here. Receive a dividend of 300. So this is a type of profit, okay? Or like you can say a return, and then it says at the end of the year, then he sold all the shares at a price of 8,800. You can see that when he he invests 8,000, right? He spent 8,000, right? But he sold 8,800. So there's a profit there, right? There's a keuntungan, right? Or you can say there's a return here because he sell more than he spent. Okay, now they say calculate the return on investment ROI of Shake. Okay, let's talk about the ROI formula. The ROI formula is you take the total profit, or you can say total return. Total return and total profit is the same thing. So I'm just gonna write profit here. It's the same meaning. Return, profit, same thing. But you have to divide with the initial investment. Initial investment, it means the how much you spend, how much you spend in the beginning, right? And then times 100, because your ROI will always be in percentage. That's why you see all the answer in percentage. Okay. All right. So now I can put in the formula and then I will get the answer. All right. What is the total return or the total profit? 300 is a type of profit. So 300 plus with, okay, this 8,000 is not the profit. This is the amount he spent. The amount he spent, or you can say that the amount he spent to buy the unit trust. Okay, so this is not the profit, right? But when he spent this amount, after 1 year he sell for 8,800. That means the profit is 800. And how you get it is you take 8,800 minus 8,000, and then you get 800. It means the profit he earned from sell after 1 year, after selling after 1 year is 800, right? And then you divide with initial investment, which is 800. Initial investment means the starting amount lah. Okay, the starting amount. And then you times 100, then you get the answer, right? So now it's just, you just press calculator, right? So let's press, 1100 divide 8,000 times 100. Okay, my calculator give me 13.75, and the answer will be automatic in percentage already, because when you times 100, when you take a fraction times 100, you will automatically get in percent. So that's the answer. The answer is C. Okay, let's continue with number 5. Let's read the question. Jasrin drove at a speed of 110 kilometers per hour. This is the speed. He decreased his speed to 80 kilometers per hour in 5 minutes, right? So the speed decreased. Calculate the deceleration in kilometers per hour per second. Okay, the unit they want is kilometer per hour per second, right? So this one very important. So I put star here. Okay, because they want in this unit. Okay, first thing, let's talk about the acceleration formula. Acceleration formula. Okay, acceleration ada nama lain. Okay, ada nama lain. So sometimes we call it acceleration, sometimes we call it rate of change of speed. Okay, but it's the same thing. Okay, it's the same thing. Okay, and let's talk about the formula. The formula is take the final speed minus the initial speed. Initial means like the starting speed, initial speed, and then divide with time. This is the formula to find acceleration. So let's put in the formula. What's the final speed? 80 kilometer per hour, right? And then what's the initial speed? 110 kilometer per hour. And then when you minus, definitely the difference will come out in kilometer per hour also. But you have to divide with time, right? So tell me, can I put 5 minutes here? Is it correct or wrong to put 5 here? It's wrong. Okay, it's wrong. Why is it wrong? Because they want the deceleration answer in kilometer per hour per second. That means this must be in second. Then only your answer will come out in kilometer per hour per second later. So to make sure it's in second, I have to convert 5 minutes to second. And how you do that? Times 60. Because 1 minute is 60 seconds, right? So 5 times 60 is 300 seconds. So that means here I have to put 300. And now you press calculator. Negative 30 divide 300. Okay, I pressed my calculator already. My calculator give me negative 0.1, right? So that means the acceleration, or you can say the rate of change of speed, is negative 0.1 kilometer per hour per second. But if you go and bullet B, wrong. Okay, you bullet B is wrong. The correct answer is C. Let me tell you why. The soalan never asked you to find acceleration. The soalan asked you to find deceleration. Deceleration already indicates negative. If you say the word deceleration, then it's already saying that it's like, how to say, it's already decreasing. The speed is already decreasing. So the deceleration is 0.1, not negative 0.1. Okay, let me repeat one more time. The acceleration is negative 0.1, But the soalan never ask for acceleration, they ask for deceleration. So if the acceleration is negative 0.1, that means the deceleration is 0.1, right? Because when you mention the word deceleration, D, it already indicates negative. If you put negative, if you write down deceleration negative, then it becomes negative, negative, become positive already, right? So the correct answer is C. Okay, hope you understand, right? Okay, let's continue with number 6. This is a trigonometry question. State the minimum and maximum values of the graph of function y equals 4 sine 2x plus 1, 0 until 360. Okay, when we write trigonometric function, the general form looks like this: a sine bx plus c. Okay, this is how it looks like in like the general form lah. But you need to know what is a, what the b, what c. If you change a, what will get affected, right? So the a will, when you change the a value, you're changing the minimum value and the maximum value, or you can say the amplitude, right? And when you're changing b, what you're doing is you're changing the period, right? Period is like the time taken to complete one full cycle. Okay, so like for example, if your b is 1, then your period will be 360, because the period formula is 360 divided by b. So if your b is 1, then your period is 360. It means that it it will, when you reach 360, then only you already complete one cycle. But if your b is 2, then your period will be 360 divided 2, which is 180. That means by the time you reach 180, you already complete one cycle, one full cycle. Okay, one full graph. Okay, it means by the time you reach 360, there will be two graph lah. Okay, all right, that's the b. And c is, it will, when you change the c, you will change the position of the graph. It will either move up or move down. If the c positive, move up; the c negative, move down, right? So now they want the minimum maximum value. All right, if you look at the a for this equation, the a is 4 and the b is 2 and the c is 1, right? So if the a is 4, that means the maximum and minimum value will be 4 and negative 4, but they got plus 1. So 4 plus 1 is 5, negative 4 plus 1, negative 3. So the answer is B. Here, negative 3 and 5. Okay. Okay, I want to explain more detail. Right? So I will just straight away draw the whole graph for you. Okay. So when we draw the graph, we need to make sure we look at the B first. Right? We look at the B first. So I'll just draw a rough sketching. All right. So the B here is 2 and it's sine 2x, right? That means the period will be 180, right? Because I told you the period for 180, 360 divided b. So the period will be 180. That means by the time you reach 180, you already complete one cycle. And by the time you reach 360, there should be two full graph, two cycle. Okay, this is 180, and then this would be 90, this would be 270, and then the amplitude is 1, negative 1. But since the a is 4, then it'll be 4, negative 4, right? And what is the meaning of plus 1? You have to move the graph up 1 unit. Okay, and when I teach my own student, I just teach them straight away, take these three numbers and then just plus 1, plus 1, plus 1. Okay, so 4 plus 1, 5, 0 plus 1, 1, negative 4 plus 1, negative 3. That means your minimum value is negative 3 now, and your maximum value is 5. And your x-axis is no longer here. Your x-axis will be down here a bit, right? Because the 0 become 1 already. You plus 1, right? That is why the answer is B boy. Okay, B boy. Okay, and but this is not that important actually, because this is not paper 2, right? This is not paper 2, and also they never ask you to draw. This is paper 1, right? So you just, yeah, I just do it just to check my answer. That's all, right? Like this one tak ada marker one, right? Okay, let's continue. Number 7. This is a variation. Let's read. P varies directly as the cube root of Q and inversely as square of R. So straight away write down the variation. P varies directly as cube root of Q. Cube root of Q means tulis atas lah. Inversely as square of R, tulis bawah. But they say square, right? So kuasa 2. Okay, next. Given that the constant K is 2, find the relation between PQR. Okay, constant K is 2. That means later, because later you will change this symbol. This is the symbol for relationship. You will change this symbol to equals, but you have to add a constant, right? And the constant usually we use K, right? But you can use any alphabet you want, right? But most of the time we use K, and then times with cube root Q over R square, right? But they already mentioned the K is 2, so you can just put it in. So it becomes P equals 2 times with the cube root Q over R square, right? And do you know when you take 2 times this fraction, it means you times atas or times bawah? You only times atas. So it becomes P equals 2 cube root Q over R square. right? And they want to find the relation between PQR, right? So this is your answer, right? Okay, if you look at ABCD, there's no answer, right? A is not the same as this, B is not the same as this, C, no, because this one is cube power 3. It's not supposed to be cube power 3, it's cube root 3, right? So this one is not correct. D is also not same, right? So you might think like, hey, sir, no answer. Okay, actually got answer. The answer is A, right? Let me tell you why. Because if you look at A here, did you see that the cube root is for 8 and for Q? It means both numbers also have the cube root. And if you press calculator cube root 8, you will get 2. And then the cube root Q, you just write beside and then R square. And if you look at this, it's the same with my answer. That's why the answer is A. B cannot because they put 8 cube root Q, but it's 2 cube root Q. So B confirm wrong. This one also cannot lah because the power 3 is not supposed to be at Q, right? There's no power 3 here. It's cube root, right? And then this one also wrong. So the answer is A. Okay, hope you understand. Okay, number 8 is a matrix question. Let's go. They say 2x5, 1 negative 3 equals 7, find value of x. Okay, this one, if there's nothing in the middle here, means you have to times, right? And when you take matrix times matrix, you have to write down the order. You have to write down the order. So what's the order of this matrix? 1 row, 2 column, 1 times 2. What's the order of this? 2 row, 1 column. And you can only times the matrix when this number and this number is same. If it's not same, then you cannot times them together. Okay, so now it's same. 2 can cut, so you're left with 1 times 1. That means your answer would be 1 row, 1 column, which means you only have one number inside the bracket. Okay, but we already know the answer is 7 lah. Okay, but I will do it myself on this side first and then later compare. Okay, so how we times is we take horizontal times vertical, so it becomes 2x times 1, 5 times negative 3. So 5 times negative 3. And then if there's nothing in between here means plus, right? So remember, if we take horizontal times vertical, for example, like this, A, B, C, D, the correct way is you take A times C, B times D. Okay, this is how you do it. Okay, so 2x times 1, 5 times negative 3. Okay, 2x, 5 times negative 3 is minus 15, right? And then equals to 7. And then we can compare. So when we compare, we don't have to write the bracket. Just write like this, equals 7, and then find x. Okay, 7 plus 15 is 22, divide 2 is 11, right? So the answer is C. Okay, that's all. Okay, number 9. Table 1 shows the data of mathematics quiz score for 40 students. This is measures of dispersion chapter, and it's the form 5 one, the group data. Because I see got class here, right? When there's class here, then it's a group data. Okay, they got mentioned for 40 students. So definitely the total frequency is 40. Okay, now it says calculate the variance of data. Okay, you before I start to tell you the working, I need to tell you the formula for variance first. So the variance symbol looks like this, and the formula is sum of fx square over n minus mean square, right? Because if it's group data, there is frequency, right? So you have to use this formula. Okay, and then the other one is the mean. Okay, you also need to know how to find mean, right? So the formula will be sum of fx, which is frequency times with the x, and the x later have to find midpoint, and then divide by sum of f minus that's all, right? Yeah, that's all. Okay, so the mean formula is just take the sum and then divide by total frequency. Oh, this one also I made a mistake. It shouldn't be n, it should be sum of frequency here also. Okay, all right, so this is the formula that we will use to do this question. Okay, first let's find mean first, right? But still they never ask us to find mean, they ask us to find variance. Okay, if you want to find variance, you need to find mean first, because look at the variance formula. You need the mean, right? So that's why you have to find mean first, right? Same with standard deviation. If they ask you to find standard deviation, you also need to find mean first. Okay, how to find mean? Okay, the formula is there already, right? So let me draw a line. First, we need to find out the midpoint, right? Because it's a group data. So I will write MP here, and I will find the midpoint for every class, right? Because the formula is like this. You take the frequency times with x. X will be the data, the marks lah. But since it's a group data, you need one value to represent the class, and the value we choose will be the midpoint. Okay, we will use the midpoint value to represent the group, the class. Okay, so how to find midpoint? 11 plus 20 divide 2. But I have to press equal first. Okay, my calculator give me 15.5. So that means the midpoint is 15.5. And the next one is 25.5, this one is 35.5, this one is 45.5, 55.5. Very easy, it's just plus 10 only. Okay, just plus 10, plus 10, plus 10. Okay, now we can take our midpoint, which is my x, times with the frequency, and then add everything together. So it will be 15.5 times 10 plus 25.5 times 5, right? And then plus 35.5 times 12, right? Plus 45.5 times 7 plus 55.5 times 6, right? Okay, so if you tekan all this, then plus everything, and then don't forget to divide 40, because the formula is like you divide total frequency, right? So now we will press all this and then see what we get. Okay, let's press 155 plus 25.5 times 5 plus 35.5 times 12 plus 45.5 times 7 plus 55.5 times 6. Okay, my calculator give me 1360. All right. So 1360 is not the answer. You have still have to divide 40, right? So let me press divide 40. Okay, my calculator give me 34. So that's the mean. That's the mean, right? But I'm not done. They ask for variance. So let's find the variance now. The variance will be square root. Okay. No square root, no square root. Oh my God, I I accidentally erased it already. Okay, but I still remember the answer is 34. Okay, so the variance formula got don't have square root, don't have square root, right? The standard deviation baru ada square root. So this is the variance formula. So you will draw a line, you draw a line, and later you have to minus mean square, right? So this will be minus 34 square lah, because the mean is 34, right? Okay, but what I have to write in front here? Okay, you can look at the formula. The formula says sum of fx squared. That means you have to take the x square dulu, square dulu. The x, which is the midpoint, square dulu baru darab dengan frequency and then jumlahkan, right? So the first x midpoint will be 15.5, but you have to square dulu. Then only times with the frequency 10, and then do the same for the next one, 25.5 square times 5, and so on. And then later you will plus everything, right? Okay, the next one is 35.5 square times 12, or you can just tiru from here, right? It's the same thing. Just put a square at the midpoint. That's all. All right. And then the next one is plus 45.5 square times 7. And then plus the last one is 55.5 square. 55.5 square times 6, right? Okay, and then divide with n40, and then later have to minus 34 square. All right, I'll press all this thing in my calculator, and let's see what we get. Okay, 15.5 square times 10 plus 25.5 square times 5 plus 35.5 square times 12 plus 45.5 square times 7 plus 55.5 square times 6. Okay, I'm pressing my calculator. My calculator give me 53750. 53750. But this one I have to divide 40 and then minus 34 square, right? So now let's press all this at, inside the calculator. Divide 40 minus 34 square. Okay, my calculator give me 187.75. So the answer is C. Okay, so that's how you do it, right? Okay, hope you understand. Okay, let's do number 10. What does it mean for two matrices to be equal, right? Okay, let's read. A, they say what? They have the same orders and corresponding elements are equal. And then B says they have the same number of elements, okay? And then C, they are both diagonal matrices. Diagonal matrices means like the diagonal number here, only here have number only. The rest all is like 0. So for example, if it's a 2 row, 2 column, then there will be like 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers, right? But diagonal matrix is like when these two numbers exist. For example, this one is 1, this one is 3, but then the rest is 0. That's what it means lah. Okay. Okay, Tupper, let's keep reading. The last one, D, that says what? They are inverse of each other. Okay, what does it mean for two matrices to be equal? It means the two matrices will be have the same order. Same order. For example, this one is 2 row 1 column, this one also 2 row 1 column, right? And then, of course, the number of element inside will be same, right? And also the value will be exactly same. That's what it means, right? So I think the answer is A lah. B is wrong because they have the same number of element. Actually, tak semesti, right? Tak semesti. Because sometimes you can have 2 row 1 column, and then this one is 1 row 2 column. 2 row 1 column means like this, right? But 1 row 2 column is like this, right? So you can see that they have the same number of elements, but they are not the same matrix, right? Because yeah, it has to be not just same number of elements, it has to be same order and also same value, right? So B is like not a good definition for equal matrix. right? B is not a good definition, right? C also doesn't make sense. They are both diagonal. Tak semesti one lah. And then D, they are inverse of each other. This one also wrong. If they are inverse of each other, they will not be equal, right? Not tak semesti. So the answer is A lah. They have the same order and the corresponding elements are equal. Yeah, this is correct. So it must be same order, both, and also all the corresponding elements equal, right? So yeah, that's the answer. Okay. Okay, let's continue. Number 11. So they write 3m minus 2 over 2 square root n equals to 5m over 2. And they want to find n. N equals, right? So if you look at n sekarang duduk bawah, right? It's at the denominator. So when you want to find n and your n duduk bawah, this question I will darab silang, right? Because it's like single fraction on both sides, and then it's like something or something equals something or something, so you darab silang. So 2 times 3m is 6m, 2 times negative 2 is negative 4, and then 5 times 2 is 10. M and square root n, they cannot times together, so you just write beside like this, right? But don't forget, they are asking you to find n equals. So I think I will pindah the 10m here, right? So when you pindah, it becomes what? Uh, Okay, I think I will do it a little bit different because I realized this equation on this side got two terms, right? And this side got one term, right? One term. So I think when I divide by 10 later, the 6 and 4 can actually how to say kecilkan, right? So what I will do, I'll factorize 2 first. Yeah, I will factorize 2 first. Because when I factorize 2, because 6 and 4, they both can divide 2, right? So you become 3m minus 2 like this. Okay, because 6m divided 2 is 3m, 4 divided 2 is 2. And then here is 10m square root n. And then only I move the 2 over there. So it becomes like 2 bracket 3m minus 2 over 10m. And then the other side is square root n. You understand what I write, right? It means the 10m, I move it over, becomes dy. The reason why I factorize first is because I know can cut, right? So when I cut, it left with 5m down here, right? But this m cannot cut, that one cannot. Because unless the 2 also got m lah, then maybe you can uh yeah, or maybe like if the 2 got m square, then maybe you can factorize and then cut, right? But the m here cannot cut, so you're left with 3m minus 2 over 5m equals to square root n. But then the square root can move over here, become square. But when you move over, everything have to square, not just the atas saja or the bawah saja, is the whole thing have to square. So this is your answer, right? But if you look at ABCD, there's no answer, right? Like actually got answer, but tak ada satu yang match dengan saya, right? Okay, sebenarnya the answer will be A actually. Yeah, the answer is A. Okay, so let me explain. Because I told you already, this one square means what? It means the up one also have to square, the down one also have to square, right? But if you look at all the answer, the up they put 3m minus 2 square, 3m minus 2, 3m minus 2, 3m minus 2. So all the answer here got 3m minus 2. That means I will not square it. I will just write 3m minus 2 square like this, right? I will not expand it, right? Because I'm doing paper one, so I want to check my answer later. So I'll just write like this. And then for the 5m square, means the 5 also have to square, m also have to square, so it's 25m square lah. That's why the answer is A lah. Yeah, B cannot lah. B is wrong. C also wrong, D also wrong. Okay, so yeah, that's how you do it. Okay. Okay, let's continue with question number 12. This probability question. Lim answered history correctly is 4 over 5. The quiz has 50 questions, right? So 50, 4 over 5, correct. So that means what is the probability of getting it wrong? 1 over 5 lah. Because total probability is always 1. And if you take 1 minus 4 over 5 is 1 over 5, right? So this one is the wrong. So what they want? Calculate number of questions that Lim did not answer correctly. So 1 over 5 times 50, you will get 10, and that's the answer. Okay. This one is very easy lah. Nothing else to explain here. Okay. So yeah. Okay, number 13 is a trigonometry question from 5 chapter. Okay, let's read the question. In diagram 2 below, PQR and QSU are straight line. So PQR, QSU, okay, I can see it. And then it says given QS is 12, ST is 12. QS, let's label 12. ST, let's label 12. Okay, tangent Y negative 12 over 5. So I want to mention some things. Some student, I see that when they do this kind of question, they will move the tangent over here, and then they will press tangent inverse, shift tangent like this, and then get the Y angle. Okay, this is not the correct method. Okay, don't do it like this, please. Right? Later, you want to find cos X, right? So you don't I will not do it like this. Okay, I will not tekan shift tangent negative 12/5. Instead, what I will do is I will use the Socato formula to label the information. So this is tangent. Tangent is TOA. So this one is opposite over adjacent. That means the opposite is 12, adjacent is 5. But before that, let's check your angle. Let's go to your angle Y first, right? Because if your angle Y is not in quadrant 1, then you need to get the reference angle first. I repeat one more time. If they give you information like this, tangent something or the sine or cos or whatever equals to fraction, you need to check whether your angle is in quadrant 1 or not first. If it's not in quadrant 1, you better find the reference angle, or else you cannot label the information. So tangent Y, if you look at Y, this is not quadrant 1. Okay, you don't need the question to tell you whether it's quadrant 1 or not. You use your eyes also, you can see already, because this is 90 degree. Like this is 90, right? This one is 90. But this one is like more than 90 already. So definitely it's not quadrant 1 and it's quadrant 2, right? And if it's quadrant 2, I told you, you better find your reference angle. So how to find the reference angle for quadrant 2? 180 minus. And if you take 180 minus y, you will end up with this angle right here. And I will call this angle alpha, right? And what is this angle alpha? This angle alpha is the reference angle for the angle y, right? And after I find the reference angle, now we can label the opposite 12. Okay, the depan angle, we call it opposite. The depan 90, we call it hypotenuse. And then the remaining, we call it adjacent, right? But we already know the opposite is 12, adjacent is 5. So I'm just going to erase this and write 12. But make sure you circle it. Why circle it? Because this is the ratio. It's not the actual length, right? It's just the ratio. And then the adjacent is 5. Same thing, go to the A, just write 5. But make sure you circle it, because it might not be the actual length, right? It's not 5 cm. It's like it's a ratio, okay? And then for the hypotenuse, well, you don't know, but you can use Pythagoras theorem to find it, right? But I want you to check this thing here. Did you realize the ratio for ST is 12, right? And the panjang for ST in cm is also 12. That means your ratio convert to length is just to times 1 lah. Because 12 times 1 is 12, right? Right? So that means if I want to convert the ratio 5 to cm, I will do the same thing also. I will times 1. So I will end up with 5 cm here. And then I can erase the ratio already, because the ratio is useless, right? But not all question is like that one. Sometimes the ratio convert to the actual length, you have to times 2 or times 3, like that one, right? But this question is like the ratio and the length is like the same lah. But it's not always like that. It's not always like that. So you have to be careful. All right, now we can get our hypotenuse. And we already know the remaining two sides in centimeters, right? So we can get this line in centimeters, use Pythagoras theorem, square root. So this will be bracket square, and it will plus. Okay, it will be 12 square plus 5 square. Why plus is because you are finding the hypotenuse. You are finding the longer side. So that's why you have to take the remaining two sides of the right angle triangle and then add them together. Okay, if press this, you will get 13. That means the length here is 13 cm, right? But I know the question never asked to find this, but I find it anyway. Right? Okay, now let's see what they want, the value of cos x, right? So the value of cos x, oh, one more thing. Don't put the negative when you label this. The negative only indicates its second, it only indicates its quadrant, right? The reason why the negative is there is because second quadrant only sign positive. That's why the negative is there. But when you put it in, don't put negative 12, because panjang mana the negative, right? The negative only indicates quadrant, right? Okay, so let's continue with what they want here, cos x. Cos formula is this one, A over H. So adjacent over hypotenuse. But you have to check your x angle first. You have to check your x angles and see whether it's in quadrant 1 or not. If it's not in quadrant 1, you better find the reference angle, right? Same thing like what I said just now lah. Okay, I always teach like this one in my tuition class also. I will say the same thing to my student. If they doing trigonometry, check the angle first. If it's not in quadrant 1, then get the reference angle. So x, is this quadrant 1? No, this is quadrant 2. It's an obtuse angle. And if it's a quadrant 2, how to find reference angle? 180 minus. 180 minus. And if you take 180 minus x, you will get here, right? Okay, let's call this the red color alpha. Okay, let's call this the red alpha. Okay, so the red alpha angle is the reference angle for angle x. Okay, so now it's inside the right angle already. Can you see the reference angle? So now you can determine the opposite adjacent hypotenuse. So the opposite will be 8. And then the hypotenuse will be 5 plus 12, which is 17. Okay, 17. And then the adjacent, I don't have, right? But I can use the Pythagoras theorem to find the panjang here. And we need to do that because later we have to sub in the adjacent and hypotenuse. And now we don't know the adjacent, right? So it'll be square root bracket square minus bracket square. Why minus this time? Because this time you're not finding the hypotenuse. You're not finding the longer side. So you're finding the adjacent. So the correct method is you will take 17 square, which is the longer side, minus with the 8 square, and then square root the whole thing. Okay, if you press this, you will get 15. That means the length here is 15 cm, right? So 15, 8, 17. So now your cos x answer come out already. Adjacent is 15. The hypotenuse is 17. Okay, but it's wrong. It's wrong because I told you already just now. Your angle x is not in quadrant 1. It's actually quadrant 2. Okay, in quadrant 2. That is why you use the reference angle, the red color alpha angle, to get your value. But you still have to consider quadrant. You have to consider quadrant, right? So x is in quadrant 2, and you need to memorize. Add sugar to coffee. In quadrant 2, only sign positive, right? Only sign positive. So now you're finding cos, so you have to put a negative here, right? So that's the answer is B. Okay, that is why when they give us the information like this, we ignore the negative, right? We ignore the negative because the negative only indicates quadrant, right? Yeah, you will not write the negative in the diagram one. So when you find cos x, you get 15 over 17, but that's using the red color alpha angle. You have to check the real angle. Okay, the real angle is not quadrant 1, it's actually quadrant 2, right? So if it's quadrant 2, then the answer would be like you have to put negative lah, right? Okay, so hope you understand. That's how you do it. Okay, number 14. Okay, number 14. Let's read the question. Lisa owns a plot of land measuring 7.9 meter times 34.5 meter and intends to build a house for her mother. The house was completed in January 2024 and the state government has a set of land tax rates. So I think I know which chapter. This one is the tax chapter lah, taxation, cukai. And this one is cukai tanah. Okay, the quit rent. Okay, and then they says the land tax rate is 60 cents per square meter. Calculate the amount of land tax that Lisa has to pay until December 2028. Okay, let's talk about the quit rent formula. So the quit rent formula is take the land area, okay, usually in meter square, times with the rate. Okay, times with the rate. Okay, all right. So for the land area will be 7.9 times 34.5, right? So that's the land area. But you have to multiply with the rate, and the rate, it says RM 60 cents per square meter. It means 1 meter square you pay 60 cents, right? But when you take this one times this one, you will get the area in meter square, right? So after you get the area in meter square, you still have to time with 0.6 lah. And that's how you calculate the quit rent. But this formula is to calculate quit rent for 1 year. The cukai tanah for 1 tahun one. So now they got mentioned about the house was completed at January 2024, but they are asking you the amount, total amount have to pay until December 2028. So we have to kira how many years have passed since January 2024, and I have to go until December 2028, right? So after 1 year will be January 2025. 1 more year will be January 2026. 1 more year will be January 2027. 1 more year will be January 2028. But actually you have to go 1 more because they want to go until December 2028. So if you go until January 2028, it's not um it belum sampai lagi, right? So they are asking you to pay until December 2020. So you have to go 1 more, January 2029. So you actually have to clear how many years? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 years. That's why you have to times 5 here, right? And if you press all this in your calculator, they will give you the answer, right? So let's press 7.9 plus 34.5 times 0.6 times 5. Okay, my calculator give me 817.65. Okay, so the answer is D. Okay, that's all. Okay, continue. Number 15. Diagram 3 below is a Venn diagram showing the number of elements in PQR with the state whether it's all not important. Okay, nothing, everything is like not important. Okay, so straight away go here and see what they want. N, P, intersect, Q, bracket, complement. Okay, if you look at this Venn diagram, they got write some numbers here, 3, 12, 8, 5. Can you tell me what this number represent? They represent what? They represent the number of elements. Because if they never put dot here, if they put dot, then it means element. But if they never put dot, then it's number of element. So what the 3 means here is like, it means that there's 3 dots inside here. There's 3 elements inside here. And then the 12 means got 12 element inside and so on, all right? Okay, now we can try to find the P intersect Q bracket complement. Got, and they want to find the N, right? N means number of element lah. Okay, first, we need to determine which region is P intersect Q bracket complement first. So P intersect Q will be here. Do you agree? P intersect Q will be this region here, because this is P, this is Q. So the overlap part, the intersection, will definitely be this, right? But they say bracket complement. It means you have to take everything except this middle part. So that means your answer should be here, here, right? Because except this one, right? So what is the number of elements in this region? 3 plus 8 plus 5, and you'll get 16, right? So that's the answer. Okay, right. This question is also quite easy. Okay, hope you understand. Okay, let's go. Number 16. A network is a graph that formed by a series of dots that connected to each other through line. Okay, it's just trying to tell you the network, the meaning of network. And then they say, which of the following is not a network in our daily situation? Okay, let's just read A, B, C, D and see which one doesn't make any sense, right? Okay, so A, arrangement of cars in the parking lot. B, roads connecting cities. C, food chain. D, school organizational structure. So I think the answer is A lah, right? Because when you roads connecting cities, this is the paling common one. You always use a network, you always draw graph, right? Sometimes it's directed graph, sometimes it's undirected graph, right? So this is, we use the graph to represent roads sometimes. Food chain also, right? Food chain also, right? And then schools organizational structure, yeah, this one we use it also. The carta organisasi, right? Carta organisasi, yeah. But this one, no lah, arrangement in parking lot. Okay. So yeah, right? We seldom use this, right? Because when you draw graph, the vertices will represent something. So if it's roads connecting cities, then maybe the vertices will represent the name of the place. For example, like Kuala Lumpur, Trajaya, or something like that. And then food chain, maybe the vertices will represent the animal, right? Like tiger or dog or whatever. And then the school structure, the vertices will represent like pengetua, okay, the principal or the setiausaha or whatever lah, bendahari or whatever. But A is like arrangement of cars, right? Like it's like, yeah, we were, yeah, that this is the answer lah, right? Because they asked not a network, right? Okay, so yeah, I hope you understand. Okay, let's go number 17. Diagram 4 is a pictograph showing the number of burgers sold in 3 days of a particular week. 3 days, 3 or 4 days. Got 4 days here, right? Oh, this one they never give us lah, maybe. They don't want to give us, right? Okay, they say represents 20 burgers. Okay, straight away find out got how many total. 20 times 4, 80 burgers total. He sell. Thursday sell how many burgers total? 80 also. Saturday only sell 20. Right? Okay, now let's see what it says. The price of one burger is 3 ringgit. Okay, the total sale for the 4 days is 660. Calculate the number of burgers sold on Friday. So the Friday actually got sell burger also, but they never give us. Okay, first we will take 660 divide 3 first. Why? Because one burger the price is 3 ringgit, and if the total sale is 660 ringgit, we can actually find out how many burger he sell for the 4 days, right? So you just take 660 divide 3, you get 220. That means the 4 days total he sell 220 number of burgers. That's what it means. You understand, right? Because when you take the total total sale divide by the price of one burger, then you will get the number of burger he sold. Okay, so now how to get the Friday amount? Just take 220 minus everything lah. Minus 80, minus 80, minus 20. All right. So let's press and see what we get. 40. Okay. So if you press, you get 40. So the answer is C lah. Because they say want to find number of burgers sold on Friday, right? So the number of burgers sold on Friday is 40. Okay, it will be 40. That means I have to draw two, how to say, two, two, this burger icon. I have to draw 2 times. Okay, because one burger icon represent 20 burger, right? So you do 2 icon, then it becomes 40 burgers, right? But the answer is not A. No, no. Because they ask for number of burgers, right? So yeah, you draw 2 icon, but Who icon represents 40 number of burgers. So it should be C. Okay. Okay, hope you understand. Okay, let's go to number 18. Okay, this question is a bit blur, so let me write it clearly for you. This is 3, this is x, this is 8, this is 4. And this one is x over 2. Okay, let's read. Given that J is 4, 8, 3x, and then it says find value of x over 2 if matrix J does not have inverse matrix. Okay, this word have to underline, very important. So when you see the word does not have inverse, immediately you have to do this. Determinant equals 0. Determinant equals 0. Determinant in Bahasa Melayu is the penyentuh, right? What is penyentuh? Okay, when you find inverse, you will always do 1 over AD minus BC and then DA negative B negative C, right? This is the formula to find inverse, right? And this number down here below the fraction, this number we call it the determinant, right? And this determinant cannot equal 0, because if this determinant equals 0, then you will get math error because you can't divide by 0, right? That is why the determinant cannot equal 0. Then why this question I do determinant 0? Because they say don't have inverse. They say don't have inverse, does not have inverse. That means the determinant of this matrix will be inverse. That means A times D minus B times C will be 0. That means 4 times x minus 8 times 3, which is 24, equals 0. And if you can find x, minus 24 become 24. 24 divided by 4 is 6. So that's the x. But they want to find x over 2. That means I have to divide by 2. And 6 divided by 2 is 3. Okay, you still have to take the answer divide 2. So that's the answer. Okay, okay. All right, number 19. Diagram 5 is a pie chart showing the number of members in 3 clubs. So we have tennis club, football club, badminton club. The badminton club is 240 members. So let's go to badminton here and write the amount 240. Okay. Okay, this one is also a bit blur. So let me write nicely. This one is 5y. This one is y. This one is 120. But this one is in degree. It's in degree. It's not in like percentage or number. No, it's like degree. Okay, find the number of members in the football club, right? Okay, do you realize 120 degree is 120 degree is 240 member, right? It means how can you convert degree to number? How can you convert the angle to number of member? You times 2, right? That means if I want to find number of members in football club, it will be y times 2, right? Which is 2y. But first, we need to find out what is y first, right? Then only we can know A, B, C, D, which one is the answer, right? And how to find y? Very easy, actually. Very easy. Because if you look at the angle here, here is 5y, here is y, here is 120, right? And they are all in degree already. So definitely 5y plus y plus 120 will be 360. Because one full circle is 360 degree. So we can just find y easily. 5y plus y is 6y. This one move it over there, become minus, and you'll get 240, and your y will be 240 divided 6, which is same with 40 lah. So if your y is 40, means this is 40, and the 5 times y will be 5 times 40, which is 200 degree. This one is 40 degree, right? Okay, so now they want to find number of members in football club. Hey, the number of members in football is not 40. That one is in degree. I have to times 2, right? Then only I get the number. So the answer is D, 80. 80 members, right? You understand, right? Why I have to times 2? Because I mentioned already, here, you see, angle want to convert to number of member, you times 2, right? 120 times 2 you get here. So this one also times 2 lah, right? So that means tennis got how many? Got 400 lah, 400 member, because 200 times 2. Okay, it's like you treat this as a ratio, right? You anggap dia macam nisbah, this one. You anggap dia macam ratio, and then you see how to convert ratio to the actual number. If it's times 2, then all the ratio also times 2 lah. Okay, all right. So hope my explanation makes sense to you lah. Okay, let's continue. Question number 20. If C equals to this, find the value of C. Okay, you can use calculator actually. Just press this whole thing, right? But I don't want to use calculator. I want to do it myself. So 243, I will change to 3 power 5, right? And then the power here is negative 305. If you press 3 power 5, you get 243. Tapi kenapa saya buat macam tu? Why I change the 243 to 3 power 5? Because I know can cut here later. Okay, times with this 1024 is power 4 or 5, right? Okay, 1024 actually I know is 2 power 10. Okay, but I will not change to 2 power 10 because cannot cut, right? I will change to 4 power 5. Yeah, 4 power 5 also 1024. Okay, and I did this so that the 5 and the 5 here, because when you have power times power, you sorry, when you have the power side by side like this, you have to times them together, right? And if this is fraction, then when you times the atas bawah can potong, right? So you left with 3 power negative 3 times 4 power 4. Okay, 3 power negative 3 is the same as 1 over 3 power 3. 4 power 4 is just 2 power 8, which is 64. Eh, no. Let me press. 4 power 4. Okay, it's 256. 256. All right, so now it becomes 1 over 27 times 256, which is 256 over 27. So the answer is A, right? But actually, you can just press your calculator one. During exam, you can just press. You don't have to do all this, right? Okay, I'm just showing you how to do it without calculator, but it's like if you can just press calculator actually. Okay, all right, hope you understand. Okay, number 21. Diagram 6 shows figures drawn on a congruent equilateral triangle. So all these triangle is equilateral triangles and they are same size, same shape, same size. Okay, which of the figures A, B, C, D is the image of R? That means R is object lah. And then under a certain rotation about center O. So if O is the center, which one of these will be the image, right? They never say rotate how many degree, right? They never say rotate how many degree. They never say clockwise or anti-clockwise. They just give you center only. So we just look at A, B, C, D and see which one is like makes sense lah. Which one makes sense to be the image of rotation, right? Okay, I know it's not B, right? I know it's not B confirmed because B is like it's like translation, right? It's like you see because R is like this, right? And B is like this. This one tak ada rotate langsung. You didn't even rotate. You just drag it up here, right? So this is actually a translation. It's an image of translation, not rotation. So B is wrong. Uh, what about A? Okay, if you take out the distance from O to this point, it's like this, right? It's like 1, 2, 3, 3 unit, right? But if you count 3 unit here, it cannot reach any point in A. So I don't think A is also the answer. So you're left with C and D. And I think the answer is D actually, because if you count the distance here, 1, 2, 3, here also 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, did I count correctly? Let me count again. So this one got how many unit? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so you see the corresponding point, same distance, right? And if you look at the rest of the point also, it's like, yeah, the distance from O is also same. So for example, this point, the corresponding is the down here one. So it's like 4 sec at 1. Here also 4 sec at 1. And then this one is like 5 sec at 1. This one also 5 sec at 1. So I think, yeah, D is the one lah. Yeah, D is the image of rotation. Okay. So yeah, that's all. Okay, number 22. If k is an integer means no decimal, no fraction. Okay, tak ada pecahan, tak ada decimal point. Okay, then the values of k satisfy both inequality are this one, this one, this one. Okay, so we solve these two inequalities separately first lah. So first one, k bigger or equals 3 minus 8 negative 5. Done. This is the first one solved already. Next one, how to solve? K smaller 6 minus 7 negative 1. Done. Siap already. Okay, bigger or equals negative 5 is negative 5, negative 4, negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2, so many, so many. So I'll just write dot, 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 But then they say at the same time have to be k smaller than negative 1. So small, how many of these numbers is smaller than negative 1? Which one? So this one smaller, smaller than negative 1, smaller than negative 1, smaller. So this is the answer. Okay, this negative 1 cannot take, because they never put the line down here. If they never put the line down here means negative 1 is not included. So this is the answer. So the answer is D. Okay, D, right? But the negative 5 have to take, because negative 5, they got put line down here means negative 5 is included, right? Okay, this one also very easy. Okay, 23, round off 0.03232 correct to one significant figure. Okay, 0.32. This one is very easy, but a lot of students, I know for a fact that they still don't know how to count significant figure, man, right? So okay lah, I'll teach you. So significant figure, you have to count from left to right, but the zero in front, don't ever count it. The zero in front, don't count it. So one significant figure, this is the first one. And then what you will do is you will draw a line, and before you erase the rest, just check the next digit, see whether it got more than 5 or not, or less than 5. Because if it's 5 or more than 5, then you have to plus 1, right? Okay, this one is less than 5, so just erase. So the answer is A. Okay, you cannot do C. Because if you write C, even though it's the same value as A, but this one is actually two significant figure. Did you know that? Because the zero at the back, we count it as significant figure when there is a decimal point. So if I give you 0.300, this zero, the zero in front never count it, but the zero at the back, we count it when there is a decimal at the number. Okay, so this zero, we actually count it. So this is actually three significant figure. Okay, so yeah, you need to know that. So I explain one more time. Zero in front, don't count it as significant figure. The zero at the back, you will only count it when there is a decimal. If there's no decimal, then don't count the zero at the back. Okay, hope you understand. Okay, number 24. Simplify this whole thing. Okay, so how to simplify? Expand first. So minus 6n. This one minus plus become minus 3 times 2, 6n become n square. And then 2n square. And then the n square and the n square, they are similar terms, so we can do this together. So 2n square dengan 6n square boleh buat sekali, so we will get 2 minus 6 negative 4n square minus 6n. So the answer is A. Okay, so this one is so very easy. Okay, number 25, factorize 75 minus 12m square completely. Okay, 75 and 12, what is the common factor? What is the common factor? 75 and 12, they both can divide by 3, right? So let's take 75 divide 3, you will get 25. 12 also can divide 3, you will get 4m square. Okay, you cannot take out m, you cannot factorize m because 75 the other m. So m is not the common factor. Okay, after you do this, you can still simplify this because 5 can change to 25 can change to 5 square, 4 can change to 2 square, and this one can change to m square, right? And why I do this? Kenapa saya buat macam tu? Why I change everything to 5 square, 2 square like this? Because I know the factorization identity. When you have a square minus b square, you can put two bracket a b, satu plus, satu minus, right? You remember this? So the reason why I do this is so that it becomes 3 bracket 5 minus 2m square like this. Okay, sorry, let's write again nicely. So I should write like this actually, 5 square minus 2m square. Like this, right? Because the 2 and m, they both have square, so you can put bracket square like this. And do you realize this one is like same with this? The a is the 5 lah, and then the b is the 2m, right? So now you can open two bracket already. So 3, open two bracket, you write the a b, but for my question, my a is 5, this one is 2m, this one is 5, this one is 2m, and then 1 plus 1 minus, right? So this is the answer. Okay, you don't go and expand. If you expand, you will get back the question. If you expand, you will get back the question later, right? So don't do that. The soalan asks you to factorize. So if you look at a b c d, you see the answer already. The answer is D. C is wrong because they put plus plus, right? It should be 1 minus 1 plus, right? So this is the correct answer. Okay, so done already. Okay, let's continue with question 26. In diagram 7, PR is a horizontal shelf which is supported by an iron bar QR. So this iron bar, this one is a shelf. Okay, no problem. Okay, they put 90 degree here. So definitely we can find the PQ length by using Pythagoras theorem. But is that what they want? No, they want a gradient of QR, right? Okay, but actually, you need to find gradient, you need the PQ length. Yeah, you need the PQ panjang. Okay, so let's find the PQ panjang first. Square root, bracket square, bracket square. Okay, this is Pythagoras theorem. Okay, here I'll put 26, here I'll put 24, right? But plus or minus? Okay, I said many times already, you will only plus when you are finding the longer side, the hypotenuse, right? This is not the longer side. Okay, this is like, yeah, this is not the hypotenuse, so you have to minus. And if you press this, you will get 10 cm. That means the length here is 10 cm. But the question never asks you to find the length of PQ, they ask to find gradient, right? Okay, do you know what's the gradient formula? It's y2 minus y1 minus divide x2 minus x1, right? This is the formula that is like student most familiar with because they use this formula so much, right? Like you use this a lot, right? Use this formula. But this formula, you can only use it when they give you coordinate, right? They will give you the coordinate. Then only it's possible to use this formula. This question, they never give you the coordinate. They give you the distance instead. But I want you to know that when you take y minus y, what you are finding is actually the vertical distance, right? Think about it. If I give you two coordinates, right? Let's say this coordinate and this coordinate. This one I call it x1, y1, y2, x2, y2. This one I call it x1, y1. And I join a line like this. So when you take y2 minus y1, y2 minus y1, what you are doing is you are actually finding the difference, right? Same with the x2 minus x1. You're actually finding the horizontal distance. So In other words, gradient is actually vertical distance divided by horizontal distance. Understand? So I know the gradient formula says y minus y or x minus x. But if you think in how to say, if you think in other words lah, in other words, it's actually the vertical distance, because when you take y minus y, what you're finding is the vertical distance lah, and then divide by horizontal distance. So what is the vertical distance for QR? They want to find gradient of QR, right? The vertical will be 10, and then the horizontal will be 24. So the answer is 10 over 24. That's the gradient, right? Okay, if you look at the answer, tak ada jawapan sini, is because you can simplify. Divide by 2, 5. Divide by 2, 12. Okay, so the answer is 5 over 12. So D is your answer. Okay, and also it will be a positive gradient because the line is going up. If the line is like this, the gradient will always be positive. But if the line is going down, then it will be negative. Okay, so hope you understand. Okay, let's continue with 27. Which of the following statement is true? Okay, if you look at A, B, C, D, all the answer got this word and, right? And did you know if there is a and word in between, that means what? It's a compound statement, right? That it means all this is a compound statement. What is compound statement? You learn this in Form 4 chapter, the logical reasoning chapter. Okay, so compound statement is actually a statement after consists of two statements, right? So this is actually compound statement. It means it's actually two single statement combined together, right? That's why they combine using the word and here, right? And if it's a compound statement, they will have two different truth value. What is the meaning of two different true value? It means the first statement can have its own true value. It can be true or false, and then the second also it can be true or false, right? They will have true value. Okay, and if the middle word is and, both the statement here has to be true, then only it will become true at the end. It has to be both true. Okay, satu false pun tak boleh. Because if one of the statement here, one of it is false, then the whole thing is false already. Because they say and. And means dua-dua kena true baru boleh true. Kalau or, okay, kalau or salah satu true then true already. Kalau or lah. Tapi kalau and, dia kena dua-dua true baru boleh jadi true. Last kali. Okay, so A, adakah dua-dua true? No, because 10 square minus 3 square is 100 minus 9, which is 91. It's not same with 10 minus 3 times 2, because 10 minus 3 is 7, 7 times 2 is 14. So this is wrong already. And if this is wrong, I don't have to check this already. Saya tak payah check dah yang belakang ni. Sebab kalau ni salah, the whole thing salah already. Because kalau N dia kena dua-dua betul baru boleh betul. So kalau depan sudah salah, then the whole thing salah already. Okay, B also. 1 cm 0.001 km, and then 1 km is 10,000 cm. This one wrong also lah, because 1 cm okay, let's check. Okay, because 1 km is 1,000 meter, and then 1 meter is 100 cm. So if I say 1 cm, I want to convert to kilometer, I have to divide 100 first, and then I'll get 0.01 meter, and then divide 1,000. Because I want to convert to km, divide 1,000, so 1, 2, 3. So the answer is 0.000 0.0000, so 4 zeros, and then 1 kilometer. Okay, so this is the answer, 0.00001 kilometer, but they write 0.001, so this is wrong. So yang belakang tak payah check already. Okay, because even if the belakang is true also, it's still false, because dia kena dua-dua true baru boleh true. Okay, C is also wrong, because -2 bracket square is not, it's true, this one is true. -2 bracket square, yeah, is 4. But the one at the back here is wrong. Okay, because this one is negative bracket 2 square, right? Okay, if it's like this, then the answer should be -4, because you will do the 2 square first, and then only you put the negative. So, but they write 4 here, right? So this one of it is false already. And if one of it is false, then the whole thing is false, because it's n. Okay, so I think the answer is D, but let's check. 5x plus 3x equals 8x. Yeah, this is true. This one also true, because they put bracket ma. So 5 plus 3, you do 5 plus 3, 8 first, and then times with x, you get 8x. So this is also true. And when two statement is true, and if the middle word is and, then yeah, then it becomes true. Okay, so 27 answer is D, donkey. Okay, continue. 28. Given the n term for the sequence is 3n equals 3n squared plus 5. So they already give us the formula. So definitely we have to follow this formula, use this formula to do this question. They want to find the sum of third term and fifth term. It means what they want is they want to find T3 plus T5 lah. It means the n you have to ganti with 3, substitute 3. So just substitute 3n squared plus 5, and then later the T5 sub again 3n squared plus 5. Okay, the n is 3, so put in 3. The n here is 5, so put in 5. But in the middle, have to plus, right? So just press this whole thing, and then you will get your answer. Okay, 3 square is 9. 9 times 3, 27. 27 plus 5, 32, right? 5 square, 25 times 3, 75 plus 5, 80. And then plus, you will get 112. So the answer is B. Okay, you can use your calculator to help you. Just use your calculator. You can bring calculator to your exam, right? Okay, 29. Simplify this whole thing. All right, how to simplify? First of all, do the bracket first. So P power 4, Q power negative 2 times. So bracket power 1 or 2. It means everything here have to power 1 or 2. And power 1 or 2 means square root. So what is square root 9? 3. What is P power 4 power 1 or 2? Okay, if you have two power like this, side by side, that means you have to take the power times, right? So A power B power C becomes A power B times C. So what is P power 4 power 1 over 2? It becomes P power 4 times 1 over 2, which is P power 2. Okay, if you press 4 times 1 over 2, it gives you 2. And then the Q power 6 also have to power 1 over 2, you will get Q power 3, because 6 times 1 over 2 is 3, over 3. This one also everything bracket power 2, right? So everything power 2. So 3 power 2, 9. P power 4 power 2 is P power 8, because 4 times 2, and then Q power 3 power 2, Q power 6. Okay, and then now I want you to realize something. Actually, there's nothing in between here, but it's actually times, right? Everything here is times relation. Okay, even if you never write it, I want you to know it's times. Okay, now what you can do is you can see which one same base, right? So when you have two numbers same base, for example, a power m times a power n like this, then you can do them together, but you have to take the power plus if it's times. What if it's divide? So if it's base, same base, divide, then the power you minus m minus n like this, right? So now I will look at the same base. So I can see the base p, base p, base p, right? So my p power will be what? P power 4 times p power 2, which is p power 4 plus 2, because same base times the power need to plus. And then divide with p power 8, which is minus 8 like this. Okay? And then what about the q? So q power negative 2, and then times with q power 3, the power need to plus 3 lah, and then minus divide q power 6 means minus 6 like this, right? So now I'm done with the pq. Now the left with the number 3 over 9. Okay, 3 over 9 when you cut is 1 over 3, right? So this is the answer. Okay, so the answer will be 1 over 3 times with p power 4 plus 2 minus 8 is negative 2, and then negative 2 plus 3, 1, 1 minus 6, negative 5, right? So this is the answer. Okay, if you look at ABCD tak ada jawapan, it's because they make the power positive, right? Because you look at all the answer, the power positive. So we can actually make it positive by moving it down. So p power negative 2. So if I give you a power negative m, you can put it down, becomes a power m, but atas you have to write 1 over. It means you can move this up to down, but make sure the base stay the same. Just the power tukar tanda. The power need to change sign. Okay, I repeat one more time. Atas ke bawah, bawah ke atas, you boleh gerak, tapi you kena make sure base dia tetap sama lah. Cuma kuasa saja yang kena tukar tanda. Right? Only the power need to change sign. Okay. So when you move it down, it becomes P power 2. When you move it down, it becomes Q power 5. This is the answer. So A. Okay. That's all. Okay, number 30. S minus 2, S plus 1, divide this whole thing, express as a single fraction. Okay, if it's fraction, divide fraction, you can change the divide jadi times. Okay, but when you change times, you have to balikkan this. So it becomes s square minus 1 and then s square plus s minus 6. But this is not the answer yet, because if you want to express simplest form, you still have to simplify. And how to do that is you will factorize whatever that can factorize, you factorize. So s minus 2 is already simplest form, nothing you can do. S plus 1 already simplest form, but the s square minus 1, you can simplify. And how you do that, you can factorize, right? So s square minus 1 is same with s square minus 1 square. And why I changed to 1 square is because I know s square minus 1 square, you can factorize s minus 1, s plus 1 like this, right? But only if minus, then only can do it like this. So this one, I will write s minus 1, s plus 1. Then what about the s square plus s minus 6? This one can factorize also. Okay, factorize. When you factorize, it becomes SS. 3 times 2 is 6. And then the big number follow the front symbol, so plus here. And then if this minus, then you will not follow. So yeah, that's the answer. Okay. Okay, let me explain how you factorize this. You can use calculator also, right? S squared plus S minus 6. Just use calculator lah. Press the ABC. Okay, you know how to press, right? Menu, equation, polynomial, degree 2. The A is 1, B is 1, C negative 6. Okay, I hope all of you know how to press. If you press correctly, your calculator give you two answers, 2 and negative 3. It means your S is 2, your S is negative 3. But they don't want you to solve. They want you to factorize. So you will write the bracket here. And then here will be S plus 2 become minus 2, minus 3 become S plus 3. Right? So this is how you get your answer from your calculator. So you can do it like this also. So you understand where this thing came from now. Okay, so now after you factorize everything, now you can potong. You can cut. So because this one is fraction times fraction, it means you will take atas darab atas, bawah darab bawah. And if atas bawah same, you can cut, right? And then the S plus 1 also can cut. So the answer will be S minus 1 or S plus 3. So C is your answer. Okay, so that's all. Okay, let's continue. Question 31. Bernard borrowed RMX from Bank ABC with an interest rate of 8.5% per annum. So interest, so definitely later use this formula PRT, right? If it's compound interest, then I use the MV formula, P1 plus R over N power NT. This one is kalau dia ada perkataan compound lah. Okay, but this question I already check it. They don't have. It's not a compound interest, so I will use this formula. Okay, let's keep reading. The repayment period is 5 years. If Bernard pays monthly installment 831.25, how much money does Bernard borrow? Okay, this formula is used to find interest. But there's another formula to find the total loan repayment. It's P plus PRT. And do you realize PRT is actually the interest, right? So that means this formula will give you the interest, but you have to take the interest plus with your starting money to get the total amount that you have to pay back the bank. I repeat one more time. When you pinjam from bank, that's the starting money, the P, right? But you pay back, but the amount you pinjam have to plus with the interest. Okay, the interest. Then only you will get your A. Okay, A is the total amount you gonna repay, the total loan repayment lah. The total amount that you gonna bayar balik bank. Okay, all right. So let's see now. They got already mentioned that the P is okay. They want to find how much money does Bernard borrow. It means I don't know my starting money. It means jadikan dia X. It means my P is the principal or you can say like the amount he borrow lah. So the amount we borrow, we don't know. So we just call it X, right? So the P also here is X, right? But the rate we know. The R is the interest rate, which is 8.5%, which is 8.5 divided 100, so 0.085. And then what about the T time? How many years? So they say 5 years, right? So this is 5. Okay. All right. When you do all this, you will get the interest. But why have to plus with the amount he borrow? Because that's how it works lah. Because it's like let's say you borrow 5,000, right? But there's interest, right? After 5 years. So you have to take 5,000 plus with the interest after 5 years lah. So that's why the working is like this, right? Okay, what we have to put on the other side here? The other side here will be the total loan repayment, right? So they says Bernard's pay monthly installment 831.25 per month. So this 831.25 per month is the month, how much he pay every month, but it's for over 5 years, right? So I will times 12 so that I know how much he pay back the bank in 1 year, and then times 5 to know how much he pay for 5 years, right? So the reason I press times all this is I want to know the total loan repayment over 5 years. Because this one is total loan repayment for 1 month only. So you times 12 to get for 1 year, and then times 5 to get for 5 years. So let's press and see what we get. 831.25 times 12 times 5. Okay, my calculator give me 49875. That means the 49875 is the total you have to pay back the bank in total, right? It means this is the amount he borrow plus with the interest, right? That means the P plus PRT is equal to this. So now we can find X. How to find? Okay, the X, leave it. Okay, this one times first. So 0.085 times 5, what do you get? Okay, my calculator give me 0.425x. And then here is 49875. Okay, this one is x and x. You can plus them together. But there's nothing here means 1. 1 plus 0.25, 1.425x. And then this one is 49875. And now if you want to find x, just bring this over here, become divide. So what is 49875? Divide 1.425. 35K, right? 35,000. So that means your x is 35,000. And what is x? X is the principal or the amount he borrow. Okay, the pinjaman lah, berapa dia pinjam. So I hope you understand my explanation. So that's the answer. Okay, question 32. This looks like a number-based question. Diagram 8 shows two number cards. Find the difference. Difference means ambil besar tolak kecil. Take minus lah. In digit value between the underlying digits. Okay, so first we have to find the digit value first. Right? How to find the digit value? You don't go and take 5 minus 2 like that. No, 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 no. The digit value, you have to get it by taking the place value times with the underlying digit, right? And how to write place value? Okay, if it's base 7, the place value will be 7 power 0, 7 power 1, 7 power 2. But if it's base 4, it will be 4 power 0, 4 power 1, 4 power 2, 4 power 3. Okay, usually students will make a common mistake. They will straight away, when they write place value, they will write 7 power 1, 7 power 2, 7 power 3. Okay, salah. You have to start from power 0. Okay, remember that. Okay, now how to get the digit value? 7 power 1 times 5, right? Because if you want to change to base 10, you will take 7 power 2 times 3 plus 7 times 5 plus 7 power 0 times 6 and then plus everything. That's how you change to base 10, right? But this time they only want for the underlying digit only. So you didn't have to do all those things. Just take 7 times 5 enough. And then you get 35, right? And then this one also same, just for underlying digit only. 4 power 3 times 2. Okay, you'll get 128. And then take the difference. 128 minus 35, right? I think you will get 93. So C is your answer. Okay, so very easy. Okay, let's continue. 33. Find the y-intercept for the straight line. Okay. Okay, I got two methods. Okay, I will explain using two methods. First method is you can change the equation to intercept form, right? So the most general form for straight line is y equal mx plus c. This one we call it the linear form or the gradient form lah. Okay, this is the general form for straight line. Okay, like y equal mx plus c. But there's one more form that you learn is called the intercept form. Okay, and the intercept form looks like this: x over x intercept plus y over y intercept equals 1. Okay, this is how the intercept form looks like, right? And if you look carefully at the soalan here, the equation is very similar to the intercept form, but it's not intercept form yet because intercept form must equal 1. This one is equal 3, right? So what we can do, since it's already very, how to say? It already looks similar to the intercept form. So why not you just change to intercept form yourself, and then you can get your y-intercept just by reading here, right? So what we do now is take everything divide 3. You know why, right? Because I want the 3 to become 1. So 3 divide 3 become 1. And then what is x over 4 divide 3? It will be x over 12, right? Because when you take x divide 4 divide 3, it's like x divide 12. What is y divide 7 divide 3? Y divide 21. And what is your y-intercept? This value here. So the answer is B, right? Okay, this is one of the method lah. Okay. Okay, there's another method to find y-intercept. You can just ganti x equals 0. Because when you're finding y-intercept, bitasan y, your x coordinate will always be 0. So you can also do it like this, just sub x equals 0. And when you sub x equals 0, it becomes 0 over 4 plus y over 7 equals 3. That means this whole thing can ignore it because 0 divided 4 is 0. And then how to find y? 3 times 7, which is 21 also. Okay. So this is the two method that I can think of to do this question, right? But both method works, right? It will give you the same answer, right? Okay, let's continue. Question 34. In diagram 9, L is a midpoint of JK. Straight away, go here, write ratio 1, ratio 1. Because midpoint means the distance same. Okay, so now they say find value of x and y. Okay, use the midpoint formula lah. What's the midpoint formula? X1 plus x2 divide 2, comma, y1 plus y2 divide 2. This is the midpoint formula. Okay, okay. So that means if the L is midpoint, that means the x coordinate for the hujung punya point, when you plus them, divide 2, you will get -2. That means x plus 2 divide -2. sorry, x plus 2 divide 2 equals to -2, right? And then for the y coordinate, -2 plus 4. And then when you divide 2, it will give you the midpoint y coordinate, which is y, right? So now you can solve for x. -2 divide 2 already times 2. -2 times 2 is -4. And then -2 is -6, right? Same with this. -2 plus 4 is 2. 2 divided 2 is 1. So this is the answer. So A, B, C, D, B boy, right? So that's all. Okay, number 35. Distance between P and Q is 10 units. State the value of T. Use the distance formula lah. What's the distance formula? Square root bracket square plus bracket square. The first bracket you have to put x1 minus x2. Second bracket is y1 minus y2, right? And if you don't know this formula, you cannot do this question. All right, so it'll be square root bracket x coordinate minus x coordinate plus y minus y. Okay, x minus x, 10 minus 2. You can take 2 minus 10 also. Can also. But if you take 2 minus 10, then later at here you have to write 3 minus t lah. Okay. Okay, but since I write 10 minus 2, so here I'll write t minus 3. And don't forget, they already give you the distance 10. So I can put 10 on the other side. Okay, 10 minus 2 is 8. 8 square is 64. And then the t minus 3 square, you can choose to expand. You can also choose not to expand. It's up to you. You want to expand also can, don't want to expand also can. But I recommend don't expand. Okay, if you expand can also, but if you expand, you will be like this: t minus 3, t minus 3, and then you dot up one by one, and then you get t square minus 6t plus 9 like this, right? If you expand lah. And if you use the expand punya cara, can also, but later you have to use your calculator. It will become quadratic lah, and then you have to use your calculator to press the A B C and then get the answer. But if you don't want to expand, you will get the same answer also. Okay, so I will show you. So the square root can move it over, become square. So 10 square is 100. So this is 100. So I already said just now I never choose to expand, right? And the reason why is because why is it better is because you can just pindah, right? You can pindah the 64. After pindah the 64, you pindah the square, and then pindah the 3, and then you get your T answer lah, right? So this is why I never choose to expand this thing. Okay, 100 minus 64, what you get? 36. And then afterwards, you pinna the square. And when you pinna the square, remember got two answer. Square root 36 got two answer, plus minus. So square root 36 got two answer, 6 and -6. Okay, so I write here. So it'll be 6 equals t minus 3. And then the other one is -6 equals t minus 3. Okay, because 6 square is 36, -6 square is also 36. Oh, got two answer. So now your t will be 6 plus 3, which is 9. And then your t here will be -6 plus 3, which is -3. So t got two answer, 9 and -3. But if you look at A, B, C, D, one of the answer is there already, 9, right? So B is your answer. Okay. Okay, what if you use the expand punya method? It means you expand this whole thing become this. Can also. Can also. But if you expand like this, then you have to susun everything on one side equals 0, make it general form, and then you press calculator. And then you put in the A, B, and C lah. And trust me, they will give you these two answers also. Okay. So I will not do that lah. But if you want to try, you can try it yourself. Okay. You will get the same answer. Okay, let's continue with 36. Eliana's income tax is 4775. After deducting rebate is 350. Okay, before I do this question, let's write down the step to calculate income tax. First step is to get the chargeable income, or sometimes they call it taxable income. It's the same thing, chargeable income or taxable income. And the formula you need to know is you take the total annual income, minus with tax exemption, minus with tax relief. That is step number 1. Step number 2 is refer the table. And the table they will give you an exam one. And when you refer table, you can get two things from the table. One is the base tax, one is the balance. Okay, in Bahasa Melayu, it's like the cukai dasar and the cukai baki, right? And then the third step is to take the base tax plus with the balance tax, right? But after you plus, you have to minus with the rebate. Okay, and rebate got two types you have to hafal. First type of rebate is the RM 400, but you will only have the rebate 400 when your chargeable income does not exceed 35,000. Tidak melebihi 35,000. Then only you can minus 400 here. Okay, and then another type of rebate is zakat, right? But the zakat amount they will usually tell you in the soalan, right? If they never mention the word zakat in the soalan, means there's no zakat lah. It means yeah. All right. So this is the three main step to find income tax. I repeat, get the chargeable income. Lepas tu tengok table. Lepas tengok table, you kena baca you punya base tax and balance, right? Your cukai dasar and cukai baki. Later I'll teach you how to baca lah. After you plus the cukai dasar, cukai baki minus with rebate, and then you get your income tax, right? Okay, now let's do this question. Ileana's income tax is 4775. Okay, this is already the income tax. It means this 4775 is after I finish step 1, step 2, step 3. Ini jawapan sebenarnya, right? This is the answer. And then it say after deducting zakat 350. Okay, so the zakat got rebate lah later 350. And then Ileana's taxable income is X ringgit. And then table 2 below shows the tax rate imposed on Ileana. All right, so we don't know the chargeable income because the taxable income is RMX, right? So if we don't know, then how to cari? Okay, it's okay. Even if they never give you the chargeable income, it's okay because they got give you the final answer. They got give you the income tax, right? So you cari balik lah. Okay, how to cari balik? First is you already have your chargeable income X already. It means the X is already, you already minus the exemption and tax relief. So you don't have to do step 1 already. You can straight away do step 2 because they already give, the X is already the chargeable already. So now you can straight away refer table, get your base tax and balance tax. But you need to learn how to read the table. So usually how I teach my student, I will tell them to circle this, and circle this. The rest, don't look at it, right? You only look at these 3 things, right? These 3 things will tell you the base tax and the balance tax. So what is the base tax? 4,600, right? This is the one that the cukai yang you kena bayar for sure. The cukai dasar lah. And then you have to pass with the cukai baki. The cukai baki will be the chargeable income at which is X minus with the 70,000 because this is for this 4,600 is only for the first 70,000, right? So you have to minus with 70,000 and then times with 21%, right? So I repeat, the 4600, this is the base tax, the cukai dasar, and then the rest here is the cukai baki, right? And how to get the balance? The cukai baki, you take the chargeable minus with the first 70,000, and then the remaining times with the percentage, right? Okay, this is how you do the step 2, right? But what is step 3? Minus with rebate. So after you do all these things, you have to minus with the rebate, and the rebate got they got mentioned zakat just now in the question, right? 350. So I have to minus 350 here. Okay, what about the 400 ringgit rebate? Okay, the 400 ringgit rebate you will only get when your chargeable income is is not more than 35,000. Does not exceed 35,000, right? But now your chargeable income is X. So you actually don't know whether it's like more than 35,000 or less than 35,000, right? Okay, but actually you know why? Because here they already said the first 70,000. And if you look at A, B, C, D, all your X answer, all more than all is like 70,000 lebih one. So definitely is you can't get the 400 ringgit rebate lah because your chargeable income has to be less than 35,000 baru dapat 400. Now it's like 70,000 lebih already. So yeah, there's no 400 rebate here. So after you minus 350, after you do all this, you will get your income tax already. But sir, how can I tekan this in my calculator? I don't know the X value. It's okay, ma. They give you the final answer already, 4775, right? So even if I don't know X, it's okay because I have the final answer. I have the income tax answer, 4775. So I will find cari balik lah. I will how to say? I will pindah. I will pindah until I get my X answer. Okay. Okay. First thing I will pindah is I will move this over first and this, right? So I will tekan 4775 minus jadi plus, right? So 4775 plus 350. And then the 4600 become minus. So minus 4600. Okay, I pressed my calculator already. My calculator give me 525, right? So now here I write X minus 70,000 times 0.21 equals to 525. Okay, and how I get the 525? I just press 4775 plus 350 minus 4,600. Okay, now how to find X? Pindah move the 0.21 but when you move become divide. So 525 divide 0.21 and then afterwards plus with 70,000. Okay. Okay, my calculator give me 72500. So my X answer is 7500, and the question also asks for X, so the answer is C. Okay, so that's the answer. Done. Okay, number 37, 7.563. They want you to times with 10 power negative 6. This is called standard form. Okay, standard form. Bentuk PY. Okay, bentuk PY looks like this: A times 10 power n, right? And your A value would be a decimal number, and in front of the decimal have one digit only, right? And the digit is not zero. So they want to express as a single number. Okay, if they want you to times 10 power negative 6, means you have to move your decimal point to the left because the power is negative. But move how many times? 6 times to the left. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If it's 10 power positive, then you move to the right. Okay. Okay, so the answer is 0.000007563. How many zeros? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this one no lah. So B is the answer, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. So B is the correct answer. Okay, this question is a bit blur, but I'll try to read it lah. Okay, it's hard to read. So in diagram 10, ayo, what is this? Okay, let's write first. I think this one is PQRSTU, right? So PQRSTU is a regular. Yeah, this is regular. It's a regular hexagon. It's a regular hexagon with side 6 cm. So if it's a regular hexagon, what is regular? Regular means all the sides same length, right? And they already give you the side 6 cm. So this one is all 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, right? Okay, now let's read down here. X is the locus of point which move such that it is always equidistant from P and T. Okay. Okay. If you want to draw locus that is equidistant from 2 points, it's very easy. You just go to the 2 points and then cut it in middle. But if the 2 point is like this, then you cut. Sorry. If the 2 point is like this, then you cut middle like this lah. But of course, if it's sengit, then you cut sengit also, right? So that's how you draw the locus. So can we draw the locus now? Let's use red color pen. So where is your locus X? Equidistant from P and T, right? So P is this point, T is this point. So the line that cut in middle, it will be this point. This is your locus X, right? Locus X. This is how you draw locus if it's like one, if you want to draw equidistance between 2 points. Okay, the next one. Next one says, Y is the locus of point which moves such that distance from Q is always 6 units. Okay, if the distance from Q is always 6 units, then the locus will be a circle. It will be a circle. So Y is a locus moving point, such that distance from Q is always 6 units. So this is Q, right? But this locus Y, it has to move from away from Q, but the distance is always 6 units from Q. So let's measure 6 units from Q. So 6 units is here, right? And then what I'll do is I'll draw a circle. So it will be like this. If you use compass, it will look nice. It will look nicer lah. Okay. Okay. So let me draw one more time. So the circle will be like this, and it will exactly here one because here also 6, and then the full circle is like this, right? But you don't have to draw the full circle lah. Just draw within diagram is enough already. Okay. Now what it says: which of the following point is the intersection of locus X and locus Y? So blue color is locus Y, red color is locus X. Where is the intersection? Here, right? The blue color line and the red color line, they intersect here. It intersect here also, right? So there's got 2 intersection, right? So A, B, C, D, I think C is the answer lah. Because one of the intersection here is R, right? So R is the intersection. Okay, all right, hope you understand. Okay, number 39. Diagram 11 shows a speed time graph for a particle. Okay, this question they made a mistake. It's not speed time, it's a distance time graph, right? So yeah. Eh, no. No. This one is correct. This one is wrong. This should be speed, right? Because if you look at the unit also, it's like meter per second, right? Meter per second is the unit for speed, right? So actually it's a speed time. So they made a mistake here. This is not distance. This is speed. Okay. Okay. Can you tell me if it's speed time graph, you can use gradient to find what? Gradient to find acceleration, and then you can use area under graph to find distance. Okay. This one is kalau speed time graph, and you have to know this. If you don't know this, you cannot do this question, right?
only speed time graph can use gradient to find acceleration, area to find distance. If it's distance time graph, then it's like a different one. Okay, let's see what they want. If the total distance is 824, it means total area is 824 lah, because distance is area ma. And then find value of t. Okay, so total distance traveled by particle. They never say for how long. They never tell you the time. It means the total lah, for the whole journey. So the total area will be 824. That's what it means. So the total area, so the area of this shape and this shape plus together is 824. Okay, all right. So I will cut it off like this so that I get a simple shape, right? A trapezium and a rectangle. Okay, how to find area of trapezium? 1/2 times A plus B times C, right? And A and B will be the parallel side. So it will be 22 plus 58, right? And then times with this side here. So the side here is 9. So times 9. And then take the whole thing plus with the area of rectangle, which is how to find area, just take the base times height. So the base here is t minus 9. Okay, t minus 9, not 9 minus t. T will be the big number, so t minus 9. And then the height is 58. And then the whole thing equals 824, right? So now you just solve this whole thing, then you will get your answer. Okay, 22 plus 58, press calculator. 80 divided 2, 40 times 9, 360. Plus with 58, this one you can expand. But if you don't want to expand, can also, you will get the same, right? Okay, but let's expand it. Okay, what is 58 times t? 58t, but have to times 9, right? Okay, my calculator give me 522. So 58 times t is 58t. And then 58 times -9 is -522 equals to 824. So now how to find t? Just pindah saja lah. Okay, the 58t, I will leave it here. And then the -522, I will move it there. And then the 360 also, I will move it there. So I will press 824 plus 522 minus 360. Because minus jadi plus, plus jadi minus. So sekali lagi, 824 plus 522 minus 360. Okay, my calculator give me 986. But I have to divide 58, right? So the answer is 17. My t is 17. And the soalan asks us to find t. So the answer is B, boy. Okay? All right, done. Okay, finally, we are at the last question. Question number 40. Okay, let's finish it. Given that the annual value of David's house is 14400 and the rate of assessment tax is 4.8%. Okay, I will stop here and tell you which chapter. So this is which chapter? Cukai punya chapter, and it's Cukai Pintu. Cukai Pintu under property assessment tax. So you need to know the formula to find property assessment tax. Kalau tak, you tak boleh buat soalan ni. So the property assessment tax formula for 1 year, the formula is like this. You take the annual value times with the property assessment tax rate. Okay. And I want to mention something about annual value because not many people know this. So annual value, actually, you will take the monthly rent times 12. So how to get annual value? Monthly rent times 12. Right? This is how you calculate the annual value. Okay. Why I want to mention this is because sometimes the question will not give you the annual value. It will give you the monthly rent. And then student will cannot do, right? Student don't know how to do, right? So you remember, if they give you monthly rent, you just times 12. Then you will get the annual value, right? Then you can find then you can put in this formula. All right. So can you tell me, they said annual value is 14400. That means this one, 14400, no need to times 12 already. It's already the monthly rent times 12, right? So you can put it here. Times with what? The rate of assessment tax 4.8%. So put it in lah, 4.8%, 0.048. Because 4.8 divide 100 ma. Okay. And then if you tekan this, you will get property assessment tax for 1 year, right? But look at the question. Calculate property assessment tax of David's house for each half year. Half year, half year. This one is 1 year. So how to get half year? You divide 2 lah. So just press all this, then you get your answer. Okay, wait for me. I'm pressing my calculator. Divide 2. Okay, I just now pressed my calculator already, and my calculator give me 345.6. So B is your answer, right? Okay, I'm done with the whole paper. So kertas peperiksaan tamat. Okay, that's all. See you next video. Bye bye.